Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Endless Legend, where today, hopefully less coughing until I taste blood. That would be cool. I figured out, like, by the time I recorded the other stuff I recorded yesterday, I was feeling pretty okay. I don't think I'm coughing in those videos at all. And then I woke up today and I felt horrible again, and I was hacking and wheezing, and so I waited a little bit longer today before recording Endless Legend in the hopes that whatever the heck is going on inside of me will just kind of like settle, just down into the place where it is more comfortable. And I'm feeling all right. Hopefully things will be all right. Oh, except I just noticed that my nail polish is all chipped. God, it is so hard to have nice nails. All right. Endless Legend. What are we doing? We're making dust slowly but surely. Probably too slowly. So, okay, let's talk about this Dust Guardian. We have a quest that spawned a Dust Guardian. He's headed for Intai, and defeating him will get us 35 emeralds. I don't even care about that. He's headed for the capital. Okay, well, I mean, he's just a badly wounded Dust Guardian. Like, I'm not that concerned. We have troops over there. We can spawn some units out and put them away real fast, probably. So here we were hoping to be able to make. I don't have the ghost ring, do I? Did we ever find that? No, it looks like no. So I can't even just make Serialastra stealthy. That is going to make this very difficult. Green is, wow, Green is rebuilding their troops a lot. They're already on design 16 for their preachers. Also, criminy, those stats. Like, on a preacher especially, those are very impressive numbers. I wonder what kind of strategics they're on. So yeah, you can see on a fanatic, on a unit that starts with actual values, the numbers on these troops are absolutely terrifying. So, like, okay, let's talk about troop stats a little bit, because I don't think I've really gotten into this, but, like, part of the reason that I find it difficult to play this game in particular on, like, a war footing is that I have a hard time keeping up with the stats of my enemies. And there's two components to that. Obviously, equipment's a big deal. We don't have any real equipment technologies. Even without having to research those things, we are already, right, like kind of overstuffed on things we need. But even if we did equip our troops up, even if we got, Hyperium and Mithrite equipment technology and did the thing, it's still not really going to get us to this point, like the troops in this army to this point, because we're also suffering a level disadvantage. It's a big problem if you build some troops relatively early in the game and then you don't engage in combat with them, or you don't like constantly run Quicksilver or something. Like, you just get out leveled, and level is worth a lot in this game. If you want to keep a fighting force like fit throughout, they have to actually be doing things that earn them experience, generally speaking, engaging in combat. And I just have a hard time, like, consistently engaging like that. You have to build up a large enough military early in the game that it doesn't require a lot of maintenance, that it's able to win most battles in, like, a pretty overwhelming way. And you saw some of this with, like, in the Necrophage game. And it's just that kind of commitment to that idea, at least, is very outside of my sort of natural play. Here, let's end the turn with you here. We get, like, slightly better vision into the area this way, because it's not really that many tiles to here if we move just through this one forest and then up over the plateau. But we really, really need there not to be green forces in the way when that happens. So is Intai... No, Intai is not the only city that needs orders. Oh, but you still have a ton of really important stuff to build. You, I'm sure I had you on food for a good reason, but you definitely need to build some other things. Okay. We have 2.4k dust right now. We have real income. Real and good income here for us today. So where do I want to build now? I guess one thing we could do is we could start reaching out this way. We could eventually grab, a cargo dock, and then also maybe put down a strategic intensifier over top of the adamantium. Because we're hitting this point where, like, it does not make sense to build burrows down here any further, right? The extremely low yield of these burrows way more than offsets the value of getting them to the Mycordia. Yeah, let's maybe think about that. So anything we put down would already have 2 adjacent burrows. Put this down, and then both of these have 3 adjacent, so when you put this down, it levels both of them. And then you just spider out to the coast. And when you put this down and it levels those up, it'll also give us the ability to build a cargo dock. That seems fine. And it does not matter which one goes first. Okay. Yeah. So what do we want to spend this money on? I am not that much Quicksilver away from being able to activate a Quicksilver booster. Oh, no, that's right. We had looked at this already, and we're, like, very close to being able to run a lot of boosters we need to hit and turn before we can think about that. So is there something I would like to spend dust on right now? Like running out these extractors? Boy, it does not cost very much to do that, does it? Oh, also heroes, right? Like, we should definitely buy out some stuff in that city, because, gosh, it sure is nice to be able to do so on the cheap. But also heroes. So, who is available? Who's good? Dust efficiency 2 on a Broken Lord. Not terrible for us. The body is weak, but Dust Boost 2, Influence Boost 2 is actually pretty compelling. I think we're going to find that most of the other ones available here are not any better than that. Wadea Khan is Science Boost 1. Yeah, you know what? Welcome aboard. And as I keep saying, just like having any body in the position is valuable, because at the very least, we're talking about a person who can hold the Roads of Dust and the happiness bracelet. Sweet, sweet band of merriment. Okay. So we have enough potentially to buy another hero if we wanted to. Jocelyn Duvall... You know what? Jocelyn Duvall is fine. So Jocelyn Duvall, we'd prefer to put in a place where the terrain is naturally dust generating, as naturally just dust generating as we can. There's a lot of dust on these tundra grass tiles. Oh no, sorry, that city's already governed. Actually, it looks like a lot of the cities up north are. Okay, this'll do. And I left myself a little bit of money to work with. So more industry and more happiness. Okay. Feeling okay-ish about that. So, how exactly are we going to get this army down to Dasraj? Which we can now see, thanks to the presence of the Urkin, it's still slowly flipping over, but obviously it's going to be a nightmare. It's going to be a nightmare to take it. We're going to have to wait until purple is away from it, and we can't have this army like waiting close the way I would wait with one of my armies, because purple will not allow them to just sit nearby. So what we're probably going to have to do is some like travel down the coast type stuff. If a navy threatens us, we jump back on land. If an army threatens us, we jump back in the water. And I think it's going to be pretty dangerous and unlikely to work either way. Either way, but I also think there is really significant value in getting our faction quest step forward. Partially, I do love that fanfare. Partially, it's loud. So I try not to talk over it for fear of my words being lost. Yeah, I think it's high value for us to do whatever we can to get the faction quest moved forward, because I really don't feel like we are going to win this game, and I would like to have this information for next game, for the next attempt. Alright, there we go. Start getting into the good bonuses. It takes Waverseago a little bit of time to turn on, but he gets there. So the plan was this, right? And I think it's still solid. I don't think I want to do anything else. Like, we could go up to here and get a reduction on the unit cost. I guess there's no reason not to, though. We're talking about a small enough amount of extra influence there that we'll hardly even notice it's gone. Yeah. Alright, so... this is unfortunate. We're crossing right as all this seaweed's gonna blow in front of us. Didn't have enough vision over the ocean to prep for that. Well, is what it is, I suppose. Not much we can do about it now. Ah, yes, sweet, sweet caravanserai. Okay, hold on. Wait, do I alt-click? No, alt-click is front of queue. Shift-click is add to... I tried to just do... I wanted to add to bottom of queue in every city there, and apparently I did not do it correctly. But my guess is that getting this done everywhere in a hurry is probably actually the right move. Like, I probably should have been trying to add to top of queue. I'm going to rush that out. How many more governors do we need? 2? So we could have afforded 2 this turn if we had been willing to just rush nothing, but actually, we didn't refresh the market when we purchased. I must have bought 2 non-exclusives. So there's not really anything I want in here right now anyway. I guess the Archivist isn't bad. Yeah, I'll take on the Archivist. Again, like 80% of this is just about bodies. And then you get this thing and also that thing. And also skill points. I suppose for maximizing the value of our hero there, what we really ought to be doing is making sure they go in a city that has as many districts as possible. But we'll figure it out. Do we have the other... Is the other dust water extractor up already? It sure isn't. For, you know, reasons. Pretty solid reasons. And I can't even buy the glass steel. Yeesh. Does this push us over? It does. At 25 approval, it's basically always going to push you over a threshold. You know what? Build that too. Why not? Alright, so we moved up into a new era here. Gives us access to improved dust alchemies, which we probably ought to get after we get state-approved theater. Don't worry, I didn't forget. I know, it's very critical. Lust for loot. Also search it normally and then run away. Oh gosh, I'm not going to make it very far away, am I? Here, we can put a forest tile between us and them. And at least deny some vision, hopefully. Alright, so the next location is back in friendly territory. And it's full of mithrite, which is a thing that we do not have very much of, but we could absolutely use. So pretty overjoyed about that one. Secondly, we found ourselves another quest. There's an army in Rual with 50 adamantium for me. Where is Rual? Usually... Oh, it's the Urkend region. Okay, not gonna stress about that. I am not going to Rual. Under basically any circumstances. It's just not happening. Are your borders close to me? They are not. I'm just gonna sneak in here and take a hit off this ruin real quick, if you don't mind, friend. Wait a minute. That's the stealth ring. Okay. It's not the Ghost Force ring. It's the individual stealth for just this character ring. But still, very good, obviously. That is a thing that is well worth having and well worth celebrating. Okay. And with that, I think we're good for this turn. Yeah, still overwhelmingly internal trade routes. And I mean, you can see the value on some of them starting to get, like, pretty strong. I'm surprised that we can only manage one route to a pink city. But, you know, part of this is, like, pink probably doesn't have good trade route availability in their cities. They probably are... They don't have any caravanserais, and they only have one route out per city. And so we're just, you know... They could probably fix this for us if they cared to. And they probably should care to, because, like, you know, they're a faction that relies quite heavily on dust as well. Even more so, I would say. The trade routes would be very good for them. So we might have a new batch of heroes available this turn for us to finish out our hiring. Veneran is completely undefended. Would probably 320. Would probably be a pretty trivial take if we wanted it. I accept. I would like a bonus to our trade route income. All right, somebody built the big dust building. Who was it? It was the Draken. Interesting. So the big influence building got built by the Alayi. Okay. Yeah, no, I see. You're being an asshole and you're doing a great job of it. You know, a lot comes from this kind of focus and dedication. Green is like, I'm going to make your life miserable every single chance I get without declaring war, and they sure have done that. Oh, somebody killed the Guardian. They're bringing up another army. They spawned a new army and ran it up here for the purpose of killing this unit. What a bunch of assholes. Yeah, green is in full-on, like, step on my throat mode, and not, like, in the fun way. John Port. John Port's a good one. Dust Boost 3. You will make a fine, my final governor. And your city is already fervent, but we're going to give you the bracelet anyway, because I don't know for sure that I'm going to be able to keep it that way. So, and for sure, extra resources on deposits. Yeah, Broken Lord's heroes are good. Good, strong... Oh, nice. Okay, we got a little bit of a payout from that, too. 600 dust is going to buy me, like, 3 buildings. People finally ran that thing out, which is great news for us, actually. That means there are boosters we can run right now. Without even really having to think about them. Why is this city so unproductive? Oh, that's why. Because I had it in population mode. Again, I'm sure for a good reason. I'm sure I did some... You know, I trust past SB too much. I know what her judgment's like. Are we doing that thing? Am I building... Let's leave it like this for now. We have other buyouts that we want to do in other places. Like, we definitely want to get... the caravanserai finished in as many places as possible. Who is having a problem building it? Who is going to take too long? You. We get one more rush. I guess it makes the most sense to rush it in places that are on the edges of the empire and that have high populations. I think the population of the city factors into the value of the trade route. Although now I'm realizing, like, I definitely read a thing about how trade routes work. I saw the formula at some point, but I'm realizing that I'm not 100% sure that I'm thinking of an Endless Legend formula. It might be Endless Space 2 that I'm thinking about. I don't remember what I was looking up when I saw, when I saw that formula written on that website. Well, I guess we'll find out. Oh, you know what? Also, I'm just realizing now, I'm being a little silly here. Let's go ahead and run this, and I might want to save the blood crystal. Amael is not so happy. Why is Amael so unhappy? Are you... Very gauche. Who doesn't wear a band of merriment? Can you believe it? Okay, so the city does need 10 more points. Fine, fine, fine. But that should have us all of my cities are now... No? 87, 87. I thought we were... Okay, well, that's fine. We have another 5. There we go. Now the whole empire is fervent once again. Huzzah! For, you know, however long we're able to keep that active. And I've forgotten what I was saying already. Was it important? I don't know. Probably not. 2,500 or 2,600 really. Trade income with even more on the way. We can afford to come out of the shadows. It's fine. Also, I am now like... Now that I noticed that there's like a weird thing going on with my nail polish, I'm like playing with it a bunch, and I'm definitely just wearing it off faster. What is that thing? What is that thing that goes on with humans where like the moment you notice a thing is wrong physically and you probably shouldn't touch it, it makes it completely impossible not to touch it? Like if you have a scar in your mouth or something, and it's just like, well, don't fiddle with it and it'll heal. So all day long, every day. Yep. Welcome back. Oh, you have skill point. Yeah, we'll go through here. I mean, like, I know... Yeah, what am I talking about? I was acting like jumping up to the 3rd tier is going to help us get to winter immunity faster, but we have to take another third tier skill after that anyway to get where we're going. So of course it's better to take Dust Dowser. Absolutely not. I do not currently have the interest in negotiating with you. Okay, state approved theater will mean that when some of these luxury boosts wear off, we won't have to immediately rerun them. So we can pick up Enlightened Trade and get Scientific Envoy, which is basically just another level of Caravanserai, and like it'll give us more science, but that's not why we're taking it, right? We're taking it because it lets us run one more trade route. These are very expensive in terms of titanium, but titanium is a thing we have. Also, very surprised to see 1 turn on that. Apparently our rate of research is a little bit better than I thought it was. Oh, it deselected my... Yeah, you. Get down here. Hooray for a lust for loot that plays out mostly inside of your own territory. Okay, we do have to go look at Amael. So Amael... I probably don't want to bother building a chapel here. It probably is time to start building the districts out, right? So we have some reasonable tiles somewhere here, right? No, actually not really. Is this the region? Oh, yeah, this is the region we took because it has dust water, not for anything related to the terrain itself. Well, I mean, one thing I would like is a dust refinery. That would probably be a good idea to have. And then, like, we just start burrowing. Burrow toward the trees. Yeah. That seems okay. And at this point, I think we could probably put it back on food focus and just try to get it to a place where it could become powerful. All right, 30 Quicksilver, 35 dye is a very disappointing final step. Oh, and it's one that is actually touching the city, the cult city. I don't know if that's a thing that's worth getting, honestly. Doesn't seem like it to me. Ah, the Vengeance of Koruk. It's a pretty good staff. I don't think that we have a lot of scepter wielders. Wait, does this have a normal search on it? Did I never... It totally does. I did not do the post endless mechanism search on that one. Too close to the edge of the Empire, I guess. Actually, this one also needs... There's a bunch of stuff on the west side of the Empire that still needs some attention. Getting all distracted here. Oh, hey. All right. Plus 15 raw damage on units is such a good skill. Ranged heroes are so powerful. So we're all doing that thing. Yep, this is all good. We're researching a what you call it, a technology, one of those things that you research. And I suppose the move at this moment is to go around purchasing things of import. Things that concern the Empire. Sure, like alchemy workshops. Or statues and whatnot that glorify the Empire. Oh, or another Quicksilver. Yes. Yes, that makes sense. Chapel here is like pretty middling. Alright, I'm gonna need like another 15 glass steel at the very least. Both of those in, both of those done. And then... Yep, the dust water. The dust water's got to happen. I'm going to run out the world's supply of glass steel in real short order here. You do need to get me that dust water, though. And then, like, we have a lot of town criers that should still get built as well. Not in this city, obviously. There's just the one, but in many cities across the Empire. What do we have? So Sodal 10 definitely has one already, right? Oh. Totally forgot. That was enough to bump the city back up to here. No, Sodal 10 does not. Is it reasonable for me to buy 25? It's going to be like 1,000 each. Probably not. I can buy 20 and then I have 5 natural income, right? Yeah, okay. So that's how we'll handle that. I am so worried about my privateer navy. And the thing is, approaching from the north, they have to cross a lot of territory to approach Dasraj. My hope, though, is that Purple's armies are going to be so distracted pressing in on Blue that we can get this done without any intercession from them. Actually, should we hit... Let's hit the shore now. So we'll have better vision this way as soon as our vision loads up here. You should definitely take point of defender toward this, right? This just gives us no penalty when blockaded, but I don't suspect that city's getting blockaded, or any of our cities, frankly. Nobody needs to blockade me. A research agreement with Purple via trade. We are not currently trading with Purple at all, and I'm not sure if that would change. So basically, I think this is them trying to scam 5 Hyperium off of me for no cost. But this kind of stuff does lead to it being easier to make friends. Let's reread the sort of the diplomatic tea leaves here. If it is still the case, oh, interesting. Green is now allied with the Draken. What I was about to say is, if it is still the case that the Draken and the Alayi are allies, then we should maybe reach for that. Are they? They are. Green has been pulled partially into the alliance, which is very curious. Purple loves me and all the great work that I've done. Makes sense to me. Where are the Draken on diplomatic points right now? 41. I wonder. It's turn 103 though, right? Okay, it's green who has finished the faction quest, and in fact, they've finished the first step of the post-faction quest, like the actual victory quest. So that's a concern. And if they're allied with purple, they have by a huge margin the greatest army size, and purple's army is in second. Like, there's no way we can militarily oppose green. Boy, I don't know what we're gonna do. This, what we may be looking at here is the method of our defeat. So who's done what now? Green has targeted a governor again in the city of Aduran. All right, well, let's go do the roundup. They're just gonna keep doing this dance over and over again, and it's gonna waste their time much more than it wastes mine. But I don't want to let the spies actually like build up in the cities. Wow, that's gonna take a minute to finish. Why don't we push that a little bit? And if it's gonna be like this, we may as well. And we'll do the buyout on the scientific envoys in some of the cities. You know, what am I doing? Okay. So shift click adds it to every empire, or adds it to every city in the empire and puts it in the top of the queue by default. And the reason it's not actually in every city is because we actually did not have the titanium to do that. Also, 12k gold per turn. Our dust is starting to do the thing. It's just, I fear that it may have started a little bit late. So I think I am gonna counter propose here. They kind of want this, actually they don't want this research agreement very badly at all. What I would like is an alliance. They only want one of my technologies, but they want it, you know, semi-badly. Ooh, 10,000 dust really moves the needle for them. What was that was all the way up? The Hyperium. Of course. We know that they care a lot about Hyperium. So I think we buy into this alliance in a mixture of Hyperium and dust. Let's say 5k and 50, maybe? Does that work? Does not. Well, I'm not giving you more than half the Hyperium. We can make the difference here. All right, fine. We'll live. We'll make 12k next turn. If I could do it entirely in dust, I would. But I think we saw that the dust alone doesn't cut it. Oh, wow. The value of topography is extremely high. That's really interesting. Why do they care that much about topography? I mean, the Center for Mineralogy might be amazing for them, but even so, it's a tier 1 tech. Just go get it yourself, my dude. I mean, no, don't. Let me offer it to you at an incredible markup, but... Alright. Oh, man, I should have done this earlier. That's so much information. So, the stats on our units are... I don't know. They're alright, I guess. That's not entirely awesome. I am worried about whether we're going to be able to take down just like the normal garrison of Dosrash. I guess we'll find out. So what do I want to do with you? Do I want to try to get this quest done? I don't think I do. I don't think I care about that at all. The final step of this turned out to be a real disappointment, but sometimes it's very good. Hooray! It's a small amount of dust. My favorite. And I think at this point we're probably just pearl collecting. This is for some reason an unlooted ruin. Okay, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Do you just have a nuked village? Did I not rebuild? Yeah, I just totally didn't rebuild. Sigh. What is going on with me? Okay, that's fine though. Now it's good. So with the 1.9k we have left, what is most critical? That's pretty critical. Those things should be happening. And then also, yeah, just burrow outward, I guess. And everybody's building things. What does it cost to buy one of these out there? About 2,000 each. So we may just save here. We're going to be able to run a lot of them next turn, which is great news. For clarity again here, for just as a reminder, the economic victory is at 1 million total dust earned. You can see that currently we are at approximately 6% of that. Some players have doubled our progress. How are we doing relative to everybody right now, though? Okay, we have shot to first over the last few turns, and hopefully that number is going to continue to go up. Obviously, if we lose access to the luxury resource that doubles trade output, that's gonna put a dent in the plans. It's gonna put a smallish crimp in things. Also, obviously, like Imperial News Network would be great. Ooh, a customs ministry. Let's do this. We'll get a customs ministry going. Yeah, that'll be helpful. My concern with this is just that the resources necessary to build these in every city are not like super available. And that's not a money thing. That's the amount of resources left on the planet sort of problem. Does Red really have one? Huh. Red has partial control of this sea region somehow. So, okay, I'm a little unclear on the usage of privateers with allies. I'm assuming at the moment that my ally does not, in fact, get vision from this army and does not realize that this army is orange rather than gray. Obviously, if they do know this is my army, or if they know its position, all they need really is to know its position, then this is going to get real ugly real fast. And of course, green has an army just sort of incidentally in the area to see me and to make my life difficult. What a bunch of assholes. Open borders for bread and circuses. Yeah, I bet you would like that. So this is where my movement ends. I wonder if green will chase us if we make that move. It'll put me under purple's vision, which I don't like very much. Okay, pink spies in Amael. Well, throw them out. See, like, this is the thing about remove governor. It almost never does anything. I guess if you know that the other player is really, really out of money, it can maybe cause some disruption, but the amount of money that it costs to reinstate a governor is so low that even players who are not dust focused at all will be able to trivially pay it at this point in the game. In Team N, we will probably build more burrows. Get ourselves an anomaly with that one. Okay, and we'll consider what to do money-wise in a second here. Probably we're gonna buy some titanium. So, like, here's the deal. If we don't move immediately at the beginning of the turn, green's gonna come over and fight me for no reason other than to do so would be very annoying, and you know how green feels about that. If I do move right away and just jump to here, I'm concerned that with purple having vision of the army then, before they make their movements for the turn, they may redistribute, like they have bodies in Aldodev and Karat. They may redistribute their forces somewhat to make it harder to take Dasraj, which is a thing we already don't necessarily think we're going to be able to do. But I'm not really sure what else to do. We could like back off around here, try to let the green army pass, and sneak up a little bit. Take us longer to reach there, but I think we're maybe a little bit... Like, the deal is, what I want to happen here is I end the turn. I wait until purple has done most of their moves. I end a turn in vision of one of the watchtowers after they've done everything for that turn, start the new turn, and immediately rush the city. But looking at the distances involved, that may be a pipe dream. The best move would probably be to come around here. Is that way we don't have to worry about the forest tiles? But obviously, green has to be in the right position to make that miserable. All right. So, how many cities are not doing the thing? 1, 2, 3, 4. Each instance of the thing costs me 20 titanium. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And that's the best we're going to be able to do. Wait, did that not... Nope, that time shift clicking didn't do anything at all. Okay. Weird. There's some kind of weird behavior going on here. So where are the places where the queues are the longest to get this done under normal circumstances? Because that is where we're buying them out. Okay, we still need just more resources. So of the ones that are left, Sodelton. Okay. We continue. We continue to push for better trade. Still mostly internal, but Pink's breaking through a little bit more now that we've got the commercial agreement. And it takes some time. I believe it takes 20 turns for a commercial agreement to reach its full value. Are you a thing that I have to fight? We can come over here and make sure. So let's execute the move quickly. All right, I think the eclipse ending is not a big deal. And I don't think that negatively affects us very much. I do want to get eyes on my my privateer force over here. All right, let's see what Green's army does. You still have 8 movements. You could come over here and make my life miserable if you wanted to. But just try to make it a little inconvenient. And hope that Green will just go on with their business. Whatever they're doing is more important than messing with me. I guess at this point I've spent all my movement. There's no reason for us to sit here watching this anymore. At this point, whatever will be, will be. Okay, yes, Green feels busy. Yeah, Town Crier's pretty important. So this just costs... Okay. I have to imagine that we want to run the extra trade routes out of the capital, right? The capital's got to be the city that has the best outputs. From Adoran to Venoran. Interesting. Is that a distance thing? From Adoran to Van Noren is the highest trade route. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of a distance thing. I mean, Intai's on one of the edges of the Empire. But maybe it would be better to put this up in Adoran or something. Marion to Intai, Marion to Namal. Yeah, it's a lot of distance stuff. So Marion being able to run trade to all the other cities is valuable. The trade route income, is that reflected in the city income or is it separate? Oh no, okay. Primary trade routes. So building this thing in the capital where we're going to be focusing a lot of our percentage boosters does matter, although I don't know that I am, right? Like John Port with Dust Boost 3, which is itself a percentage booster. He's level 6. We're getting a 6% income bonus here. Yeah, maybe it does make the most sense to do it here. Alright, well, I think that makes a lot of sense. An Aura of Empire in Intai, on the other hand, seems very smart, very doable. And then we are just buying out more of these. And I guess this is also a good thing to buy out. Sodeltan is large enough for a national museum to be meaningful. It's large and strangely shaped. Okay. Now that we have that, we're still nowhere near the glass steel production that it would take to really take a ton of advantage of improved dust alchemies or Imperial News Network. So yeah, if we're going for military technology, just to try to bolster our situation a little bit more, it probably does make sense for it to be in this tier rather than in this tier, even though this stuff is better, just because I don't think we could afford to run these. So yeah, maybe let's do that. Do we have another good assimilate? Because at this point, obviously, assimilates are very cheap. You know, assimilating the Simics actually is probably pretty real. Yeah, get me a minor faction assimilation slot. All of a sudden, our research is so good. So that's going to include one garrison or one tile from that city. Yeah, this should be all right. Is the governor of this city equipped? He's not, but he could be. We can probably afford to go for dust gear for the most part. Well, give me one of those, one of these. Just in case the city does ever come under fire, you know? Oh, never mind. I cannot, in fact, give you this. It's made of glass steel, which is a real nightmare. Okay, now we have a couple of real ranged attacking heroes, just in case. Because, you know, one of them might get mind controlled or something. That kind of thing happens. And yeah, I don't think this is a particularly fancy thing here. I think it really is. The move really is just maximum charge, maximum aggression. This is bad news. My dervish is going to get killed because it's a cavalry unit, and it's going to attack those militia until it anti-cavalries itself to death. And there's nothing I can do because it has more initiative than those militia units do. Okay, that turn it chose to do nothing at all, and I really appreciate that. Oh no, you know what? Mind control lasts 2 rounds. Okay, 3,000 dust is loot. Not bad. Yeah, all right. The mind control ran out before it could hurl itself upon the lances any further. So I hope y'all are seeing the numbers a little bit now. Like, this is how you get to 1,000,000. And this is a big part of it. It's just, you really got to start that process earlier, I think. It took us too long to hit the critical point with the income. Well, I have acquired. No, do not cancel. It's weird. Just acquired a tooltip and it's stuck to me. Are we able to complete? Are any of these finished enough? Like this one, maybe? Close. Well, we can run out some smaller stuff here. Terran has picked this up now. Okay, we'll grab that, and then we'll build, as I should have built here first. Whatever. We'll do it next turn. Okay. Green's behaving very strangely, but we're going to try the thing I said. We're going to try going here and then from there around to Dasraj. And hopefully purple is just too busy elsewhere to stop me. 4 units with 130 fortification on them. I could hire a spy and drop it into Dasraj, I suppose. But if I attempted a spy action and we got caught, well, you know, security there is 10%. Maybe that's exactly what I'm going to do, actually. Winter immunity seems like a real good idea. The eclipse just ended. Winter could happen any moment now, and we know that it's very bad. Did they end up voting to... Oh, okay, they did vote it. They did vote to move the penalty off of food reduction on cities. I almost wonder if I should vote it back. Thing is, like, I kind of need luxury prices on the market to stay down. And also, we're getting immune to winter enough that maybe I could afford that. Maybe it wouldn't be so bad for me. Probably not. We still have a lot of cities where we're not actually winter immune. By the way, I don't know if immunity to winter will affect the our faction trait that reduces trade route output during the winter. Like, I don't know if the city having a governor who's immune to winter will mean that trade routes in that city are protected from that penalty. I would hope so, but maybe not. All right, go back to doing this until we're ready to really turn on the gas here, and I will just produce dervishes for the moment. You know what else I will produce? Give me one remotoscope over there. Let me see what's happening in that corner. I don't like not having that information. Yeah, you can work on this. That's fine in this city. You know what we actually really need? We need population, and the bodies that we have devoted to dust production are at this point going to be such a small part of our overall dust production that we probably don't need them focused that way at all. I need you to get that done. We need another point of population in this city before we can put down the district that will actually cause level ups to start. All right, so we have 4.5 of these coming in per turn. My Skyfin still doing work. So it's gotta be bring in more strategics, right? The other options are plus vision, plus life, plus attack, plus a little bit of movement, plus defense, and fortification on cities. Yeah, I think assimilating the Harmonite probably actually very good for us. So obviously, once we get into the next era, I mean, we can go for dust-driven distillery. As soon as we get it, people are gonna have some feelings about that. Nobody else has generated a victory notification yet, which does make me a little nervous. That assimilation, I think, is gonna do some really good work for us. Yeah, we're up to 13 glass steel per turn, 16 titanium, still only 2.5 palladium. That's a tough one. 13 hyperium. Maybe we do want to go adamantian weapons, though. Like, the tier 2 adamantian is definitely better than the tier 1 hyperium. Maybe. Oh, I was gonna... Shoot. I clicked end turn and I was like, wait, I have a lot of money. I should spend that money. And then, oh yeah, the spy. Right. Right, that would be a thing to care about. In fact, I might want to plant a couple of spies. Realistically, we probably need one in the cult city, right? Wait, sorry, that's not what I want. I want this and that, and restore you to your governorship. Okay. Those have both run out, and we cannot rerun them on our own, but we're about to see if there's something else we can do. They are moving units over toward Dasraj, but we don't know... It's possible that those units intend to stick around. We'll see. Alright, I don't know what I want to build here. There's a Guardian in Masware, and to defeat it is to learn its technology. Additionally, yes, the Silix, right. So equipped with 2 Harmonite, come here and search this ruin, and the reward is a lot of Dust Orchid. Oh. Again with this. Again, it really feels like the AI is just kind of like wasting their time here. It's having much less of an effect on me than they must be figuring. So yeah, what we're gonna do here depends a lot on how many points of resources we can buy. Turns out, not many. Take all of that, though. And then... Okay. Okay, booster cost for me is 65 again. We will absolutely... It is very plus money for us to re-engage the grass silk. We could run a die booster pretty soon. We have some gold. I mean, we should run other boosters too if we can. Oh, there's plenty of gold on the market. Sure. That's okay. Hand in the wrong place on the keyboard. All right, we definitely want that booster running. We can just barely not push Titan Bones. We're one short of pushing Titan Bones. Wine doesn't do anything for us. So our wine situation is actually, or our approval situation is actually well in hand. But that'll save us, yeah, a couple thousand a turn. Okay. So, with these resources, Town Criers first. I think that's a pretty obvious one. Then, this is Tralny. Tralny has, yeah, it has 2 level 2 districts, so it's not nothing. We may as well start getting these built in the places where it makes sense to build them. So, we're working toward another empire plan. For this empire plan, we absolutely need 25% dust on cities, right? Very, very critical. So we're looking at 6,500 if we want to keep everything the same. And I think, like, this definitely needs to... this is probably less important. Oops, sorry. It's probably less important than it used to be because we now have the dust to buy things out at closer to full price. But obviously, it's still nice to have. And then... obviously, that would be cool. Like, where are we at right now? Right now, we're producing almost 500 a turn. And we're going to do that 13 more times. So... we are close to making it... oh, no, this is only 64. It's not 72. We are totally going to make this. We don't have to do anything. But we're constructing influence buildings in some places. And, like, especially in a place like Sodaltan, this National Museum is actually going to be very significant. And in fact, let's just get the Aura of Empire going in that city as well. That's going to be a big deal. Markdra, you know what? You know what I would really love here? I would actually really love to have a remotoscope factory there. I feel like that's just information I need. Alright, we can't see the center tile of their capital at the moment, and so we cannot inflict a spy upon them, but we could make that happen. Where's my hero army? Here we go. Yeah, you know what? Why don't you come back here? Are there good spies available on the market? There are, of course, no Forgotten on the market at the moment. Yeah, wow. Well, a spy doesn't actually need to be good at their job if you're not going to use them for spy actions, right? If you're just using them to gather intelligence, then they can be spying 1 and still get the job done. So, like, for the purpose of spying on the Alayi city, we could just bring in, like, a hero who we think will be good in a military capacity. Yeah, like, a specialized polyp, honestly, is not a bad call. This one has equipment already. Okay. Welcome aboard. Jesus, Green has a lot of troops. Alright, we're just going to slip you in here really quickly, because all I really need for you is to tell me what is in this garrison. So yeah, a Harmonite with extraordinary stats and a Centaur with extraordinary stats. No hero in the city. Good thing to note. And that purple army did just move along. It looks like they went west. So I'm not saying we can't do it, but I am saying it makes me nervous. You can get back to your pearl gathering. I didn't actually insert a spy here because I think we are going to wait for a good spy for this, because I'm pretty sure we're going to need to take spy actions against them. We'll have plenty of time to come back. Alright, so let's get these burrows going. What else do I want to do with all this money? Another thing we could do, of course, is just purchase a lot of military units. There is stuff in the market that is okay. I don't remember if... Is it the case that the units I can buy in the market are bound in some way to my research level? Probably not, right? Because they're level 6. Yeah, they probably go up for everybody at approximately the same time. I mean, let's grab this. I don't know when we'll be able to actually afford to use it, but let's pick it up. Definitely feels wrong to pass with 17k on hand. May as well. Especially when we could be rolling that money into things that will produce money, like very obviously, it makes sense to continue making the money. Even more adamantine extraction. Also, did you know the city could really use some stuff? Oh, and we have no burrows at all here. Okay, well, let's work on that too, shall we? The city has just been growing its population, and it's not really even doing it that quickly. So Terran definitely needs more burrows. Yeah, that one is good. We have enough population here that probably it's good to build that. How much palladium? Wow. Okay, well. The answer is not none, but certainly not a lot. Oh, we have the titanium for that now. That's great news. Alright, is there anything else of import to buy out? Yeah, that probably matters. Okay, I think we can hold on to 1.8. 1.8 is probably okay. So after this, we have all of the extra trade route buildings in all of our cities, right? The trade route stuff is as good as it's getting there. Oh, hey, he finally built an extractor. So wait, am I allowed to aspirate on the extractor? Maybe not. No, free resource deposit. Okay. So actually, you have to get a job now. Well, you know, since you were last free to move about, these ruins have all become searchable again. We definitely have things that you could be doing. I just want to make sure you move. Yeah, there we go. I sure do love a skyfin. So you found an empty and 40 pixie blood and dust. Cool. Yep. Roundup's getting completed. Of course, we're not finding anything. The Alai are one victory tech in. Kind of figured. When they were so eager to pick up an early game technology that gives science, the only real conclusion you can draw from that is they're pushing, they're like knocking on the door of those critical researches, right? And we may well have put them on a path to a victory that we cannot stop them from reaching. I love everybody grabbing winter immunity all together, all right before what will probably be the longest winter of this game. So let's see, you're in Morktra. In Morktra, we have, okay, a fair number of districts. So maybe another level of Narrative Master? This gives +1 food per approval above 100 on terrain with village. So is that +1 food per village per approval above 100? Let's see if we can't find out. So right now this city is at 145, 170, 80, 95, minus 55. So 140. When I click this button, unfortunately, there's a bunch of modifiers here. We have a bunch of percentage modifiers going. So it's not going to be quite as simple as we look, but the... Yeah, all right. So it goes from 173, 241 to... It did to nothing. It did not It did not changed. Maybe no obvious difference. Did it actually put food on the tiles of the villages? Oh, right. No, silly me. Sorry. That wording means that this talent will never produce food in a volcanic region because the village tiles have, yeah, minus 52 from volcanic taint. But I guess we actually can see it did try to put 50 approval on each of those tiles. So yes, in fact, had this been a non-volcanic region, that would have been 150 bonus food, which means that if you're careful, unlike me, about where you apply that skill, it seems like it could be extremely powerful. We should probably move Namkang at this point. Let me assign this. Yeah, that one's gonna be pretty simple. Where do we want to put Namkang? Just anywhere else, not anywhere else. Any other area that has 3 villages. You know what? This should be a fine swap, actually. Alright, and then Morkdra takes on, feeds on bones, who provides food that is not coming from the tiles. Okay, I think that's probably a good way to do that. And I think we're probably going to call the episode there. Okay, yep. Wasn't terribly worried about it. All of a sudden, Dasraj is swarming with units, which is a real nightmare. Not really anything to be done about it. I think it is overwhelmingly unlikely that we are not going to see another step of our faction quest at this point. So I guess right now what we're doing is mostly racing. It's not ideal, obviously. So that's going to be it for us for today. And thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time tomorrow, I guess we're going to start moving citizens everywhere over to Dust. We're going to really try to kick this thing into extremely high gear and see if we can outrun Purple, or maybe if Purple will just let us ride on their coattails to a minor victory, which is, you know, it's still better than losing. Technically, I guess. And we'll see you then.